Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the One Bitcoin Show. One, not run. Run BTC, Jam Master J. Today is October the 31st, some holiday or something, 2018. Strong hand, long-term thinking, buy and hold. One Bitcoin equals one Bitcoin. It's unconfiscatable. You better believe it, people. So I'll just start out with this tweet from Bitcoin. On this day, 10 years ago, Satoshi Nakamoto changed the world forever when he published his seminal white paper and introduced Bitcoin to the world. I'll comment on that by sharing this tweet. Papers are, and this tweet is from Samurai Dev. Papers are okay, I guess, but running code is much cooler. Waiting for the 3rd of January 2019. Have a bottle of 12-year-old Jameson standing by. The Times, 3 January 2009. Chancellor on brink of second bailout for banks. Says it all. The next 10 years are going to be great. Yeah, I agree with that second one. I know a lot of people are happy that this is the 10-year anniversary of Satoshi publishing the white paper, but it was January 3rd of 2019 that this all went live, and I think that's the big day you can drink your liquor on, I guess, if you like to do that. Value your wealth in Bitcoin, not in liquor, and try to stay healthy. But for a 10-year anniversary, I guess, party on. Actions speak louder than words. There are a lot of people that write theoretical papers about a lot of awesome things, but they don't put them into action. They keep them in words. And so what happened on the 3rd of January 2009, which will celebrate the 10-year anniversary on the 3rd of January 2019, that was big. That was big. So, yeah, it's great that the paper is all theory, right? So that this is the 10-year anniversary of that. So be happy. I mean, if you didn't write the paper, then there would have never been action. The paper led to action. That's how it should always be, people. Be in motion. You can write up a lot of stuff. You can talk the talk. But in the end of the day, you got to walk the walk because the actions speak louder than words. And wow, what an action. It's so great that it's just not some theory out there. We're living Bitcoin, baby. And apparently we've been living it for almost 10 years. And I do like the sentiment that the next 10 years are going to be great. I've repeated that many times. Who knows what they will bring. 2009 doesn't seem like it was that long ago. Or October, Halloween of 2008. I'm sure I can think about what I was doing that day. What was I doing that day? I know what I was doing in the summer of 2008. I don't know what I was probably at Club Charles 2000. Okay. Anyway, so no, it could go, but let's not have it go by fast. Let's not have it go by fast. Enjoy every moment of it. 2028 halving, strong hand. Pound that like button, people. All right, remember on Twitter, and all this stuff's from Twitter, and it's all linked to below, of course. I've retweeted some of it. TechBalt, TechBalt. And techbalt.com is a site where you can see all 92 of the This Week in Bitcoin shows. I'll talk about this week's This Week in Bitcoin show, which will be at Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern time. Disruptmeister.com. Everything I talk about is linked to below. Check out the archives. There's T-shirts like this and Trezor affiliate codes. And I'm speaking in New Orleans the 3rd and the 4th. At digitalcurrencycon.com, digitalcurrencycon.com, and you can get a 20% off discount listed below too if you click on a link, the Eventbrite link, and the Meister code. Okay, back to business. This guy, Mike Dudas, M. Dudas, let's call him that, Of the 141 largest ICOs in 2017, 86% are trading below their listing price. And 30% have lost almost all their value. And that's linked to below. There's a Forbes article, but I thought that quote alone really explains the entire situation. Now, we were just talking about Satoshi being in motion and starting Bitcoin. Thanks, Satoshi Nakamoto. Good deal there, dude. And no, I don't care who the heck you were. It doesn't matter. No one. Let's stop that up. No one's mentioned that today. I haven't seen any mainstream media stuff saying, "Well, who is he?" Wow, after 10 years, they're getting the point. Maybe. It's all cyclical. They'll be screaming about it when Bitcoin's on fire once again in terms of fiat. But speaking of in motion, I saw, sometimes when people start to follow me on Twitter at TechBalt, again, TECHBALT, I noticed I'll notice a name of a new person that's interesting. I'm like, who the heck is it? So I'll check the person out. Sometimes it'll be some pretty cool in motion people. So I see this new guy following me. His name, and he is linked to below, is the Bitcoin Rabbi. The Bitcoin Rabbi. And his saying is Torah maximalist, Bitcoin and cryptocurrency with a Jewish twist. So I'm like, I gotta reach out to this guy. This guy, he's following me. I don't think he just randomly picked me out. So sure enough, though, he didn't just randomly pick me out. He knew who I was. He even knew. He's like, yeah, here you're going to Israel soon. I'll be in Israel, of course, on December, what is that, December 15th? Something like that, December 14th, 13th. I'm getting all, December 13th. It doesn't matter. I'll be there for 5 weeks. You'll find me in Tel Aviv, people. But no, Bitcoin Rabbi is, he's from my part of the world where I originate from. And he's up in, he's up there in that, the East Coast, the Northeast Coast. I'm from that region up there, and where a lot of Jewish people are from. But anyway, he is trying to spread. He's a rabbi, actually. I believe he is, and he went to rabbinical school. Well, anyway, he is spreading it amongst Orthodox Jews, amongst any Jew who wants it. And that's great. I think that's a great idea, dude. We got to have people reaching out to everyone. So he thought, this is we've had our Jewish people through history have had their possessions confiscated suddenly at times. Hey, you guys are out of here. Take what you can carry. Bye-bye. And sometimes it happens in countries over and over again. So he's good. He's got some good quotes out there. So follow him. He's trying to do a good thing. And whatever community you belong to, whether it be a Jewish community or a Christian community, Muslim community, whatever, reach out around you, because sometimes you can spread the word to your religious compatriots easier. And again, Bitcoin, it is freedom of speech. It's freedom of religion. You can't stop. If you got to support someone that's being persecuted because of their religion somewhere around the world, you send them some Bitcoin. It's unconfiscatable. It's uncensorable. So there you go. There's a religious twist to Bitcoin too. And that guy's in motion, so I got to give him credit. The Bitcoin Rabbi. And I just like that Twitter name. What can I say? All right. So and on that same note, I think I mentioned when I was back in Baltimore and I went to the dentist, he talked about Bitcoin with me because my whole family goes to him. Even my grandmother goes to this dude. Every time she goes, another tooth gets, rots away or whatever. Be careful with your teeth, people. By the time you're 95, you might have some issues if you didn't treat them right along the way. Anyway, so, and it's somewhat natural too for your teeth to just be bad. If you live 95 years, come on, you should be happy about it. So he talks about Bitcoin with me because my whole family goes there. I don't know, maybe I brought it up another time to him. But this reminds me of a very important point, is that if you go to a medical professional of any sort, bring up Bitcoin with them, because these are the people that are already wealthy, pretty much. Most of them have a higher education, which means they're somewhat intelligent. They're in the 20% most likely, if you're going to a good one, a smart one. they are long-term thinkers. They're and they have interest in this type of thing. Every medical professional that I've talked to, they go, yeah, what is this Bitcoin thing? What is, yeah, it is something that, and the dentist, he was very interested. So, hey, it's something that they always try to yenta with you about something, okay? Bring it up, talk to them about it, bring up Bitcoin, and maybe they'll be nicer on your teeth too. And of course, they always try to upsell me on the freaking, yeah, you need an X-ray, and I never get the X-ray. And when we started talking about Bitcoin, though, he forgot all about that upsell. He's like, yeah, your teeth are great. You don't even need the X-ray. Don't worry. It was great. So it might help you. It might save you some too. You talk about Bitcoin with somebody. They might not try to freak you out about getting some unnecessary thing that you don't need. God, why do you need an X-ray? They try to get you to do an X-ray every darn time. I have not gotten an X-ray of this thing since I don't know, 10 years. I don't know when the heck it was. I never want to get one again. I don't want to. Anyway, that's another subject. That's for the Beyond Bitcoin show. So some people have wondered, why is it sticking around 6,300 or whatever it's sticking around? There are some people a little more, and again, value your wealth in Bitcoin. Don't care about the fiat price. But people are, and I brought this up before, people are foolishly bored. And I think there are certain people who are only going to buy when the news is so 80% or obvious that it will take no brain use to make the decision to buy. But I mean, at that point, there ought to be huge stories about whatever's pumping Bitcoin again. I mean, people are pack animals, or 80%ers. I mean, they just follow the pack. They just follow the lead. So right now, the pack is foolishly bored, and they don't want to buy until a lot of people are buying. And thus, it's just stagnant, the price. And for now, you have to be smart to understand what is about to happen and that it won't be instant, okay? Again, you have that insider knowledge that the masses just don't want to recognize. It shouldn't be insider knowledge that this is going to be the biggest thing. But if you're smart, again, you're not bored at all by this. You're learning, and you've bought, and it depends on what situation you're in. You're still buying. You're definitely holding. Now, there are also a lot of people out there that are just waiting for some obvious FUD to sell so they can create turbulence again. And anyway, that's fine. That's their prerogative. That's totally their prerogative. This is where the big boys play. Okay, that's fair. If people want to sell on a bunch of FUD so they can get other people to be weak hands and then buy back, that's fine. That'll create some turbulence, some volatility, which we have not seen. But anyway, thinkers now are positioned so well. We've seen this before. I mean, I can compare this to 2015 when I was in Chicago visiting for there was a Bitcoin conference there, and so few people attended, and people were worried. But then there were people there that just had strong hands and knew. I mean, we talked about the future being bright, and it's nowhere near the down market of whenever it got to $195. I don't even, when exactly was that? Was that at the January 2015? Probably it was. Yeah, again, people. There are people that are foolishly bored. You should never be bored with life. You should never be bored with Bitcoin. It's so interesting. So that's why, they don't want to buy. If people could think rationally here on this, and if everyone had the insider information that we had about the financialization, about how huge this is going to be, they'd all be buying now. So the price would be, and then there'd be people trying to sell. So there'd be huge volatility. Price would go up, but no, the trend is to be bored now. And if the trend is to be, everyone's following that trend to do nothing. Just maybe sell a little here. And again, if you're a holder, that is great, doing nothing with your Bitcoin. But if you're just a sideliner, if you're a no coiner, oh no, this is not the time to do nothing. This is, again, you've got an opportunity here. We don't know how long this is going to last, this period of boredom by the 80%ers. All right, so 1 p.m. this Friday is This Week in Bitcoin on this very show, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's in New York. And that is, what is that, 10 a.m. in Los Angeles. So far, Giacomo Zucco is going to be on the show, and he will be coming from Italy, where it will be 6 p.m. actually in Italy. I don't want to, figure out the rest of the. I'll tell you London's time when I figure it out. What's it, 4 or 5? I always forget if it's 4 or 5. It varies. 4 or 5 hour difference. I know it always changes on me. And we're about to have daylight savings time again. It's nonsense. Pound that like button. All right. So here is a tweet from Dan Held. I think the world becomes a better place when we stop asking for permission and start building. Oh, yeah, dude. That is a great attitude. That's the attitude of Bitcoin. That's the attitude of blockchain, as they say. Permissionless. So let's get into that now, because Gab, you guys have heard of Gab before. Obviously, it's like a alternative to Facebook, and they don't censor apparently, and they have a lot of people on there saying all sorts of things. And there was obviously someone who committed a horrific crime was on there saying insane things before he committed the horrific crime. Now, it's not Gab's fault he committed a horrific crime, but they're getting a lot of flack from this. But there's an article in Forbes, and it says, the alt-right's favorite social network, Gab, plans to use blockchain to make itself indestructible. Okay, Gab's goal is to build an entire ecosystem, the reach of centralized authorities, beyond the reach of centralized authorities, making it nearly indestructible. So there's a lesson to all this. Gab has been temporarily shut down because it does depend on some centralized authorities in order to be, hosted, it's been shut down temporarily, but they're finding ways around this, and it reminds us how so much of our lives are centralized and can be shut down, and the value that a system like Bitcoin provides everyone, that it is it can't be stopped, that you can't be turned off. So yeah, PayPal isn't going to let Gab use them anymore. But anyway, the guy at Gab sounds like a smart guy. And you can agree with him, you can disagree with him. Just keep an eye on the situation. They're trying to decentralize Gab, the hosting of Gab, and using the Ethereum blockchain, all this stuff. And if he somehow pulls this off and gets it, just keep an eye on this, because a lot of good can come out of it if it is successful. Again, you don't have to be the Gab. You don't have to be a fan of Gab and what the people are saying on there. And the fan of what the guy in charge of it. But if they can somehow pull this off and make it decentralized, or make it mostly decentralized, make it so that it cannot be shut down again, it will be something that other organizations will try to replicate. Again, I mean, the whole thing, getting on the decentralized train, I mean, there's going to be both bad and there's going to be good. That's the entire point here. If your enemy can't be censored, then you can't be either, and vice versa. So and Gab has had an ICO before. I mean, at least they raised some money there. So who knows what exactly they're building here? This is the future of cryptocurrency here, of decentralization. I can't predict exactly what is going to come of this cryptocurrency revolution, but maybe this is one of the things that eventually you're really going to be able to have some site that is you can't shut it down. It's just there's no way that you can pull the plug on it. There will be no centralized weak points, or so few centralized weak points that it'll be able to go. That what just happened to Gab won't happen again. So keep an eye. Let's see what they're able to pull off over there. And I would just advise them to just use Bitcoin as much as possible for fundraising, for building. I mean, if you can't build what you're trying to build with Bitcoin, then do what you got to do, I guess. But it'll bring a lot of attention to cryptocurrency. This whole situation of them shutting down, of course, has caught a lot of attention, made them more popular. If they were live, more people would be joining it now. So if they somehow incorporate cryptocurrency in a very public way, and they get back on again, they get back live again, this will be good for the cryptocurrency community. Again, in terms of publicizing it. I'm telling you to speak to your dentist about it. Well, this will speak to a lot of other people who care about a lot of other issues. And again, time keeps on slipping into the future. Who was that? Steve, the Steve Miller man. And it's that I like that. As we get closer and closer to as time progresses, we're getting closer and closer to the Bitcoin Big Bang. Okay, to the crypto Big Bang, whatever you want to call it, when it's really obvious. I mean, we are still in the early days here. Pound that like button. What else do we have here? Oh, Federico Tenga, who was on the show, on my This Week in Bitcoin show a few weeks ago. He has a good tweet. Governments are becoming more and more obsessed with controlling citizens' personal wealth and confiscating it outside the boundaries of the law. If this trend continues, demand for wealth protection solutions like Bitcoin can only grow. So yeah, a lot of people screaming about, oh, the government's confiscating this, the government's confiscating that. Well, it'll increase the demand for wealth protections, the Bitcoin wealth protection solution. Okay, so our wealth protection solution is already out there for all you people crying about your wealth being confiscated. Value your wealth in Bitcoin, it won't be confiscated, okay? The government won't be unconfiscatable. So it's out there, but as governments overreach continues to grow, and I think it will in a lot of countries out there. I mean, I don't know how bold the United States will get per se. I mean, I try to be an optimist and not a doomer when it comes to the United States, at least. But some of these countries are just whack out of control, poverty-stricken, led by dictators or led by like India with its a bureaucracy that's just out of control. Those countries, yeah, they overreach. They've gotten away with it for so long. They're going to keep on pushing the limits. And eventually people will just be like, we've had it. Oh, what's this Bitcoin thing, baby? And hopefully in China too, they'll figure that out, because China is becoming very centralized. Oh my God. They're really using technology to their advantage to control their people. It's quite amazing from what I've heard. Okay, but that's just a different subject. So Bitcoin is that key to wealth protection, dudes. Wealth protection solution. When I hear the word wealth protection solution, I think of those certified financial advisors. Like some of you might remember that there was a guy who I was friends with in Baltimore, who's older than I am, actually, quite 10 years older than I am. And so he's a certified financial guy, and he saw me posting about Bitcoin. I said, yeah, Bitcoin's finally back. It's back at $700. This was a while ago now. That it finally gotten up to 700 again, and he just ripped on it. Said it was tulips or whatever. And this guy is a finance. So when I hear people pay this dude to tell them about his wealth protection solutions, and then he rips on me for saying, oh, Bitcoin's $700. Now look, who's got the wealth now? Who doesn't? Anyway, but he's whatever. He's stuck in some old school system or whatever. And people got their reasons. It's just like Peter Schiff. He's got his reasons for just being hooked on gold and all that stuff. And this guy's younger than Peter Schiff, obviously. But all right. So what do we have? No power. Oh yeah, here we go. Where do we go? This is Wasabi Wallet 1.0 is released. Wasabi is a privacy-focused Bitcoin wallet for Windows, Linux, and OS X. It is the only deployed truly light wallet that protects you from information leaks against network adversaries. All right, that's linked to below, a Medium post by No Power. Andy Hoffman, I'm going to be on his show on the World Crypto Network tomorrow at 12:30 Eastern Time. That's Thursday, 12:30 Eastern Time. That's 14 hours or something. I'll be back. You'll see me. I got 2 shows tomorrow, I guess. And he, on his Steemit page, which is linked to below, he has a Brhodium update. Brhodium is clearly on track to list in 2018. It will likely be in December rather than November that it will be listed on some exchange somewhere. So you'll be able to sell your Brhodium that you got for free on there in December, it looks like. So read his Steemit post linked to below. DisruptMeister.com is all my archives. Bitcoin punishes the 80%ers. Oh yeah, the Bstash people. I told them I'd give them a little shout out today. So everyone knows on November the 15th at Bcash, there's going to be a fork. Now there might be they might all get behind one version. There's the Bitcoin ABC version. There's the Satoshi's Vision version. But these dudes are definitely forking off that day. The Bstash people. It's like a mustache, you know. Bstash. They say they're sticking to the real. They don't want to get behind all these big egos. They're doing their own thing. So the Bstash people, they want to know if you want to mine their Bstash. Again, it's going to go live November 15th. Here's what they told me. Do you have an ASIC miner? Do you have ASIC miners? Would you be interested in mining Stash? We are looking for individuals with a decent amount of mining power to mine on our test server. We are looking to test soon and would be more than happy to provide the details on how they could set it up. And again, you can tweet at them at their Bstash Twitter account, which I linked to below. I don't want to say it because they use the word Bitcoin in it, and I don't say that. I just say Bstash. But yeah, if you happen to still have your Bcash still, you're going to get free Bstash on November the 15th. So I guess why not? Why not? If you're some miner, dude, you know about this stuff, contact them, and you can turn your Bstash into Bitcoin, baby. That's again, we value our wealth in Bitcoin here. You're getting all sorts of crypto dividends all over the place. Turn them into Bitcoin. Pound that like button. I'm Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, Disrupt Meister. Remember to subscribe to this channel, like this video, share this video. Check out the link section below. I'll see you on Andy's show on the World Crypto Network, I guess at 12:30 tomorrow. And then I'll see you on my show at night.